Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Good morning to Optics One there. We're live as per usual with our transfer update. Lots to get through. It's Sunday morning, but obviously all of you will be watching on Sunday morning. Breel EMBOLO, want to talk about him first of all. Kante of Leicester, apparently we're moving for him. And a few other stories that you might be quite interested about. I mean, I was reading, I'll go to the source in a moment, but De Gea's got till Wednesday to decide if he wants to come to Manchester United, if he wants to leave Manchester United. Connor saying Kante isn't going to happen. We'll talk about him in a minute. Breel EMBOLO, though, if you've clicked through from Twitter, you'll see that the actual thumbnail image says EMBOLO signs for Manchester United. Now, we did this a week ago with Bay, didn't we? 2 days before everybody else. People called it clickbait, said, oh, you don't know anything. And then 2 days later, he signed. And a couple of hours after we did the video, BBC Sports said it was going to happen. So take it or leave it, whatever you think. If you don't believe that we know things, then that's fine. If you do, whatever. EMBOLO is going to sign for Manchester United after the Euros when Switzerland have gone out. Everything is pointing towards that going to happen. That's pretty much what we've heard. And I'm happy with that deal. I don't know what you think about it. I do think Zlatan's going to happen. So that would mean we've got a number 9 who is like world class. You've then got Rashford, who's going to be world class, and EMBOLO, who I know quite a bit about him. I think people who probably play FIFA 16 know a bit about him. But hands up, I haven't watched 30 games of him. I've seen him play about 4 or 5 times, including the little cameo he had yesterday. And although people said, what game were you watching? He didn't play that well. He's not. He's only just turned 19, and his size probably makes him look older than he is. He's a bit like Rashford in that sense. He's playing way beyond his years. And I like him. I think he's got that raw talent to develop. And if Mourinho likes him, because Mourinho, remember, people say, well, Lukaku, we should get Lukaku, or we should get Morata or somebody like that. When you look at Mourinho and the number 9s he's had, he's looking for somebody who's going to get him 25 to 30 goals a season. So it's not like risky players like Morata or Lukaku, who might be a big game bottler. He's looking for somebody who he can rely on. And I never liked Drogba because he caused us a lot of problems over the years. But he was big, powerful, bullied centre-backs, but his control and actual skills and finesse and agility were second to none. He was the complete package. And I think that's what you get with EMBOLO. For those people who don't know a lot about him, I'm going to go to your comments in a minute. He's not like Lukaku, whose first touch is a bit heavy and he looks a bit clumsy on the ball and he takes 5 yards to get into his full pace. EMBOLO he's a brilliant team player. He's not somebody who's going to shoot from 50 yards, as I said before. When he gets a chance, he's very clinical and he's got very good agility, ball control, skillful, but he's also strong and powerful. I'm not saying he's Didier Drogba, but he's that sort of big player. And obviously, we've seen how successful he was for Mourinho. So I think he is Mourinho's sort of player because he can play up front. Well, he will be able to play up at his front when he starts getting a little bit older and playing first team football more often for the bigger sides and his country. He can hold the ball up on his own, strong, very good first touch. He's got that finesse and agility that he'll deal with centre backs no problem. As I said, 19 in February. He's 6'1". He's only just turned 19. Technical ability very good finishing, and reading some of the quotes of the players and managers who've worked with him, what they say is he's a team player. He's got his feet are firmly on the ground, and he's not one of these big time Charlies, you know, like Balotelli types. He's very much a team player. He very much wants to learn, and he takes his football very seriously. And I think that fits in perfectly with Mourinho. So for those who've joined us a little bit late, this deal is going to happen after the Euros when Switzerland are out, and EMBOLO to Manchester United will happen. You can take it with a pinch of salt if you want. But when we commit to something, we're not wrong on the United Stand, and we do hear things. And I can't tell you whether it will be the next Manchester United signing, but he will be signing for Manchester United. I'm excited about it, and yet again, it will be another Mourinho doesn't sign the youth in the face to those idiots, because this lad's just turned 19, and for me, I think Mourinho is trying to build a dynasty, and that's absolutely exciting. Kante will go to PSG. Let's talk about Kante then. Monkey business, he won't go to PSG. We should go for Andre Gomez, says Tyler. I'm hearing Barcelona might be interested in him this morning, but we've done a video on Andre Gomez. If you want to watch that, I do like Andre Gomez. I'm looking forward to watching Portugal, and I think Portugal play. When do Portugal play? I know it's we're Sunday at the moment, so it's Poland, Northern Ireland, Spain tomorrow, isn't it? And Germany are playing tonight as well. Morata isn't prolific. I totally agree with that, says Jay. So let's talk about Kante then. Not a lot of people might not know a lot about him. You should do if you might follow in the Premier League. Fantastic for Leicester. I think he's got his 5th or 6th cap for France. He played the other night against Romania. He's gone into the France team based on the Leicester City form. Totally deserved. Unlucky drink water. Unfortunately, we've got an idiot in charge, but I don't want to talk about England this morning. So yeah, I think they signed him from Lens, was it? And he's 25, so he's got plenty of time ahead of him. And he's around 5'6". Likened to, well, he is the quintessential holding midfielder, gets the tackles in, quite good on the ball. He's been likened to Claude Makelele for people who remember what he was like, but he's more like what Lassana Diarra, who got injured and couldn't be in the squad, could have been. He's just that all-action, not box-to-box, but defensive midfielder, but he's very good on the ball as well. He's Premier League proven, and he's got a £22 million release contract. So if United are in for him, which is what some people are saying, so I want to come back to your live comments there. If we are in for him, then I can't. It's tick, tick, tick. I don't know what you all think about it. I mean, Monkey Business is saying he should stay at Leicester. Devlin's saying Kante will add the engine and stamina into the midfield. I think it's tick, tick, tick for me personally. Give us your thoughts, because he's 22. No, he's not 25. He's Premier League proven. He's cheap, and he's probably not quite in his prime yet. 27's prime. So I think it would be good. Kev McGee makes a good point, which sort of drops into my head a bit, is that if we get Kante, it will mean Schweinsteiger leaves. I mean, we've got Herrera, Schneidlin, Carrick definitely staying because he just signed a new contract, Schweinsteiger. We've got 4 centre midfielders. You saw Rooney playing centre midfield yesterday. I'm not convinced he can do that over a Premier League season, and I think he's better as a number 10. But Rooney did surprise me, and we'll find out how good Rooney as a centre midfielder is as this tournament goes on, because it could be that Russia were just rubbish and England just bottled it, but we'll just have to see. But we do need to buy at least 1 centre midfielder, which means somebody's going to have to go. We're not doing Sunday Night Live tonight, but there is a show at 9 o'clock, which is about who's going to leave Manchester United this summer. So do watch that if you're not going to watch the Germany game, or watch it afterwards. But yeah, I think the Kante deal is a good deal, but we're in massive competition. I think City want him, Arsenal want him. There will be, he's going to play well in this tournament because in the Euros, because it's that sort of tournament where a midfielder is, especially a defensive midfielder, is going to look good. Lee Bailey's been outstanding all season. It was amazing for France on Friday. I think he'll have a good tournament. I think there'll be a number of teams who activate that release contract, and it's where he wants to go. And I think ultimately Manchester United might miss out, because what can we offer? I could see him going to Arsenal, to be honest, just because of the Champions League and London. But maybe he's a Manchester United fan. Who knows? We'll just have to see. So yeah, we are linked to Kante this morning. A lot of Manchester United fans, especially off Twitter, really wanting him to come. But I think it's difficult with low release contracts like that. We're going to have competition, and it might not be that Mourinho wants him anyway. Although it would fit in if he is that sort of Makelele type, then he'd be absolutely perfect. Jim Kehoe saying that Pogba's agent's in talks with Real Madrid. Pogba's agent's an absolute cretin. I mean, let's be honest. He was getting. I know people blame Sir Alex Ferguson, but he was getting Pogba out of Manchester United months before, and that's football agents. And I think he'll be talking to quite a lot of people about it. Let's have a scoot of the papers then, see what they're saying about Manchester United. And anybody else, give us your comments what you think about EMBOLO. I think it's a done deal, and I think it'll happen after the Euros. And I think Kante is probably a bit up in the air, but give us your thoughts on both. Zlatan, this is from the Mirror. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic's proposed move to Manchester United has been held up by the 34-year-old Sweden international striker desire to play in August Olympics. Interesting. We don't want him doing that. I want Zlatan to come to Manchester United. I think it will happen. If it doesn't happen, I wouldn't be disappointed. I would be disappointed because I want to see him in the Premier League. But I've always said I respect Zlatan if he comes to the Premier League, because at his age he could go and earn double the money in China. So it'd be a personal thing that he wants to do it in the Premier League. So I'll be happy if it happens. If it doesn't happen, I don't believe that Mourinho hasn't got a very good alternative lined up, whether that be Aubameyang, whether it be a Benzema, or I don't personally want Benzema, but you know what I mean, a really top-class number 9. Real Madrid will be told by Juventus that midfielder Paul Pogba will cost 94.7 million. Where did he get these figures from? Plus Germany midfielder Toni Kroos. That's from Marca in Spain, a bit like the Sun. Manchester United goalkeeper, this is interesting, from the Sunday Times, who are quite credible in England if you're not from England. Manchester United goalkeeper David De Gea has until Wednesday to decide whether to join Real Madrid for 47 million before a special exit clause in his contract expires. I suspect that's true. I've always said all along that there is a contract. It was obvious when he stayed after the fax machine incident that although he signed the new contract very quickly, there was clearly a get out clause in that because he wanted to go to Madrid last summer. I don't think he is going to go because they've got Navas, etc. But keep an eye on that until Wednesday. It'd be horrible if it does happen. I don't think it will, but I do think there is a release clause in there. Kante, a little bit about him in the Telegraph, saying that the France midfielder is wanted by Chelsea, United, Arsenal, and PSG. And there was another story about Manchester United, I think. Maybe not. Maybe that was the last. Yeah, it was the David De Gea one I wanted to touch on. So back to the live comments there. Embolo definitely, I think, will happen. Let's have a look. Raiola is one chunky agent, says Don Barkley. That's Pogba's agent. Zlatan and Pogba have the same agent. Ollie Young, you're right, they do. And I think Lukaku's got the same agent as well. Verratti, people talking about him. Darren saying for the money, for 22 million, we take Kante. Yeah, we would do. I just think, what do you think of Mkhitaryan coming, says Jim Kehoe? I quite like him. We touched on him, didn't we, a couple of shows before. I do like him, but and he would fit into that sort of right midfield number 10 position. I'd be happy with that. Pjanic, I think, has gone to Juventus. We tweeted yesterday that the deal had been done. I don't think it's been official. Optics One's just saying that, but it pretty much is going to happen. We've heard that Mourinho was offered him and turned him down, which wouldn't surprise me. I think there are risks associated with taking a Serie A midfielder into the Premier League because the pace of the game is very, very different, and you get more time on the ball in Serie A. It's slower to pick a pass and be creative. It's a different game being creative in a faster game. But I trust Mourinho. I trust Mourinho 100%. I never trusted Van Gaal or Moyes. I trust Mourinho to make the right signings. So if Pogba signs for Real Madrid, then unfortunately, because of the situation the club's in, they've got more to offer. But I do think that I think Mourinho's been spending the last 6 months preparing for this, and I think we're in safe hands. I like Manolas. Jan de Helder is saying that. Mkhitaryan, Ibra, and Manolas. I really like Manolas. I think we will buy another centre back, and I'll be happy with Manolas or Stones. MUFC 20 times just joined. N'Golo Kante looks the real deal, but is he United class? I pray we get big Ibra. We've touched on Kante, but I think we'll face competition. But if we got him Premier League proven, as I've been saying for many, many weeks now, it's one of the reasons I wanted Mourinho. Premier League proven is so important. I think over the last 2 years, Manchester United have made massive mistakes buying very good players and getting very good managers on paper, but not being Premier League proven makes a massive difference. You think Louis van Gaal, Di Maria, Memphis, they're not Premier League proven, and I think bringing somebody in who is, it can make a massive difference. Leroy Sané, I think it is, beast. Be interesting to watch Germany tonight and see if he plays. I'm really enjoying the Euros, apart from that farce of a manager for England last night. Embolo is a right winger primarily, not a striker. He's a bit like Anthony Martial in the fact that he's young, he's having to find his place. Believe me, he's a number 9, and he will be a number 9. It's just that happens a lot. Obviously, we see it with Martial, and that would be good for Manchester United anyway, because if you think about it, he can go on the right-hand side, be very good. We missed out on Pjanic. Yeah, we did. We probably did, but I'm not losing sleep over it. I love the transfers. I love researching players I don't know about, or players I do know about, and talking about with you a lot. I think a lot of you do as well. But I've got total trust in Mourinho. I think we sort of want to finish on that and say I've got total trust in him, and I think he has been doing his homework, and we will have an exciting summer. The next show will be up on the channel at 9 o'clock. Tonight is Sunday Night Live, obviously, is the 5 players that we think will be going for Manchester United. It's the 5 players I think, and I've done an extensive reasons behind it. Do tune in and watch that and give us your thoughts. I'm really interested, as per usual, in the United Stand viewers and what you've got to think. And I really want to get your reasons and your top 5 on that video later on, which will be up at 9 o'clock. But for now, it's the Sunday roundup of the papers. De Gea's got till Wednesday to decide whether he's going, because there is that release contract. I think he will stay. And Embolo, he will sign for Manchester United. I'll happily come and do a video and say I got it wrong if I got it wrong. But everything we're hearing is that deal will be done as soon as Switzerland are out of the Euros and he's had a little holiday. And Kante, I think we'll face a battle for him. If we got him, I'd be very happy because of price, Premier League proven, and he's a good midfielder. I'll tell you what though, in conclusion, totally opened my eyes up last night. Always thought Carrick should have gone to the Euros. Eric Dyer was fantastic. Took the ball off the back four like Carrick. Positional sense, very, very good, but obviously younger, quicker, and he's got a shot on him. Really, really good. Really impressed with him. I don't know whether we could get him from Spurs, but I would love Eric Dyer at Manchester United. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Thanks everybody for watching. Please drop us a like. Trying to do a bit more of these live shows, and I'm actually trying to get the live comments section back up, and hopefully we'll do that. But we'll see. Blazing Gun 365 says you've changed your tune. I'll hang on for a minute, Blazing Gun, just to tell me why I've changed my tune, because Mr. Blakelin's saying, how about we bid for Eric Dyer? Mourinho is buying mediocre Louis van Gaal players instead of world class. He's only bought one player, Jan. He's only bought Eric Bailly, and I think he's a really good potential centre back. And we probably only got one good centre back, so I'm happy with that. John Stones, I can see happening. Yeah, Ollie Young says that. Is Blazing Guns going to let us know what we've changed our tune about, or I've changed my tune about? Probably not. I'll hang on just for a second, just while we think. But I think Embolo will come in next. People are asking, you know, obviously we said about Bailly happening. I think Embolo will happen next. It might not necessarily be the next, but I think he will happen. Starting 11 for next season, Jamie. We could do a video on that. Lozano, I do like Lozano a lot. We did a video on him, the Mexican. I really would like him. Again, relatively young. I think he's 22. Really likes the look of him from what I've seen. Granted, only in the Copa America, but I do like him and I like the attributes he's got. Mourinho has a winning minute. Daniel, you sound more relaxed. Our heavy night last night and on Friday night at Hotel Football, so I'm just taking it down on the down low. That's probably a change in my voice. Will Embolo add something different to our squad? Yes, he will. He reminds me of a young Drogba, and I said this about Rashford when he first played. He reminds me of an Andy Cole sort of player. It's the way I look at players, and I think you always compare things to things that have gone before. Embolo reminds me of Drogba, and I suspect Mourinho is reminded of Drogba. And if you can get that sort of striker, we'll be laughing. So I'm excited about that deal, and I'll be very excited when it happens. I've always been, I don't know what you lot are like, but I've always been, and I'll leave you with this, and do get commenting below. What rocks your boat? Do you like Man City, Chelsea sort of signings where they go and buy the Costas, the Shevchenkos, the Agueros, the top players? Or do you like the Martials, the Bays, the Embolos, you know, the young players that have got a lot of potential and then they become absolutely fantastic? For me, that's what I prefer, because I think it's, although it's not, they're not coming through the youth, which is what I love, but they are youth players that they've not made it yet, and then they make it at Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo being a prime example of that. That's what I like about Manchester United, and I think it's something that the press and fans sometimes don't appreciate, because not many clubs do that either. Go and get somebody who's like on a steep curve, but they're nowhere near it yet, and then they come to Manchester United and they get there. I like that sort of signing. That's why I like Bailly. That's why I like Embolo. That's why I like Lozano if we get him. I like that signing better than going and getting Aubameyang or someone like that. But that's my personal thought. But thanks everybody for watching. 9 o'clock, we'll have the next video up. Really enjoying the Euros. I've put England to the back of my brain, and we'll obviously watch that against Wales on Thursday. But I'm loving the Euros. I'm loving the Copa America. I'm watching a lot of that when I get up in the morning. And I'm loving being a Manchester United fan. I think that's, I felt really depressed last night when England lost, because I am English. But it lasted about 20 minutes, because then I just started thinking about Manchester United again. And we are a Manchester United fan channel. And I'm only going to talk about England for the 2 hours on Twitter when they play, and the little video I'll do after every game. Otherwise, it's Manchester United all the way. Loving being a Manchester United fan at the moment. I think all you are as well. And enjoy the rest of your day. And we will do the video at 9 o'clock, which I think is going to be really interesting, because I think some people, what they forget is, and I was talking about this at Hotel Football with some United fans the other day, is that we're going to bring lots of signings in, but we're going to get rid of players as well. And I think that's really, really interesting. But thanks everybody for watching. I think we've got about 160, which is very good for a Sunday morning at this time. I'm sure a lot of people will be watching it later. So do get commenting below on everything we've discussed. Please do drop us a like. Sharing the video is really important. We've always been an independent channel. We grow from word of mouth. So if you tell people about the United Stand, that's how we grow. It's the best way to do it. But we're nothing without you, everything with you. I'm enjoying this summer. I think it's absolutely fantastic from a United point of view, and I'm enjoying the Euros as well. I think all you are as well. And Embolo will sign for Manchester United. Otherwise, I'll have to do a video saying my sources are absolutely idiots. But I don't mind doing that, because we don't commit to many signings saying that they're going to happen. I think we did it with Bailly, obviously, Van Gaal sacking, and Mourinho and Di Maria about 18 months ago. But everything we're hearing is that Embolo will sign. I'm happy about it. Let us know what you think. Speak to you all later at 9 o'clock.